Good morning, everybody. Coach Mike is here. Coach Mike is always improving. I hope you are as well. Remember our motto for this week: don't let the bad days win, right? Don't give up. If you're struggling with something, if you have to take a break and get away, clear your brain, get your mind right, that's one thing, but don't give up. Keep battling. Call a friend, phone a friend. Remember that on what was the game show? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Hey, today I'm going to talk real briefly about AI, and you might have heard me mention some of this before, but I think recent developments and information I've gotten or seen uh, sort of was led me to bring this to light again today. If you are somebody that likes to use AI for whatever, I say I'm not an AI person. I saw Terminator. I watched all three of the Terminator movies, right? I know what's going to happen. I talked about it in a speech I did this last spring for my Toastmaster speech contest, and how I had a conversation, if you will, with AI, and it can be a little bit creepy. I have tried to avoid AI. I've had it on my website at times where I'll say I'm not an AI coach. I'm not an AI. This is not an AI free zone. If you hire me as your coach for your business or for speaking and stuff, you're going to get me, not just AI. And I do use AI sometimes for content creation, i.e., images. I had some fun recently playing around with some images with my grandsons, but I do not, for example, use provide access to my customer database type information, personal information, addresses, and stuff like that. And a few years ago, I did a podcast with a gentleman, and he said you can be liable. A small business can be liable if you give AI access to your customer files, and it gets into the public domain. Now, I did a little bit of homework here, and for one thing, I found most of the lawsuits so far against AI relate more to copyright infringement and stuff like that. And I found that I saw a video yesterday. I think it was the guys from vidIQ. Uh, they showed a thing about when is it okay? You're giving YouTube permission to use your image and stuff like that when you upload your videos or use the AI. I think you have to check a little box if you don't want it to use the your video content, but they can remix it. They can create something else with it and put it out there, and they don't have to pay you a dime. Back to my speech, what scared me about AI is I had asked AI, I told it, hey, I'm not an AI person. I watched Terminator. And first it tells me, well, yeah, I understand that because of Terminator and Blade Runner and The Matrix and all these dystopian movies, I can see why people are afraid of AI. So then it looks, I said, analyze my podcast and my website, give me some suggestions. And it went down and gave me a summary. But then it finished with the statement that said, I think John Connor would have really appreciated having a coach like you. Dang, where did it come up with that? Are you sure there isn't a person behind the scenes? That does not seem like the kind of conversation a robot would generate, right? All right, so today I decided let's see what AI says about sharing information with AI. So I'm going to share my screen with you here. And there we go. And I asked it, as a small business, should I allow AI access to my customer files and their personal information? Now, I guess AI is a little bit biased because what's it say? The short answer is yes, but under highly controlled, secure conditions, and absolutely never using free public consumer AI tools. Well, guess what? I just used Gemini to ask that question, and isn't that a free public consumer AI tool? But it goes on to say, allowing AI to analyze your computer data can unlock massive efficiency, like predicting purchase trends, automating personalized support, or organizing disorganized CRM data, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. However, If you plug sensitive customer files into the wrong tool, what's the wrong tool? Who decides what the wrong tool is? You could inadvertently leak personally identifiable information, PII, violate privacy laws, and severely damage customer trust, especially that last one, the customer trust one. If they found out about it, I think that'd be the key. So here's how to think about it. Let's scroll up a little bit. The golden rule, public versus private AI. The single biggest risk to your small business isn't AI in general, it is unsecured data pipelines. There is a massive operational difference between a free web tool and an enterprise grade API platform. Public free AI high risk. When employees paste a customer's email, name, phone number, blah, 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 into free web versions of tools like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, that data may be used to train future models. Your customer's private data becomes part of a public brain, creating a major data breach risk. That's sort of what my friend told me in the podcast I did a couple of years ago. Once you put your information in there or your customer's information, you are sort of giving that access, giving AI the access to put that information out in public. Private enterprise AI. Paid enterprise accounts like Microsoft 365 Copilot, Google Workspace Gemini, or dedicated AI APIs usually feature strict do not train clauses. Under these agreements, the AI acts as a vault. It processes your data locally, and nothing you submit ever leaves your business boundary. That would make me feel a little bit better. How true is it? I think that's something maybe Coach Mike needs to do a little homework on and see what it says. How would you verify one way or the other? You know, we're seeing these stuff about data leaks and stuff all the time with these companies. I mean, hardly a week goes by where some large, massive company isn't being sued for big leaks, data leaks, and stuff like that. So, can your privately used AI actually leak to the free version? Maybe that's something we need to find out about. Maybe I need to find a guest that can talk about that stuff. So we'll look at that and see where that goes. So there you go. There's a little touch on AI today. Let me take that off of there. If you like to use AI, like I said, I use it for two things basically: search and content creation in the form of images. Sometimes I'll ask it for ideas on something, but when you see me write something or put something out, it's going to be from Coach Mike. And even if a shell of it sort of comes from AI, then you're going to bet that I had looked at it, edited it, and checked out what I liked and made sure it was me, not just AI regurgitating. If you go to coachmikenow.com, you can get, I use Magica. It used to be called Galaxy AI. Now it's called Magica. I am an affiliate for that. So if you click on that and give that a try, and if you like it, you sign up, I guess I get a little piece of the action. Another way you can support my work is subscribe to Coach Mike is Always Improving. Paid subscribers would be really great, but if you're only a free subscriber, that's okay too. You're going to miss out on some of the paid stuff I'm going to put out soon. That's okay. I'd rather have you on board at one level than no level. Hey, have yourself a great week. Don't let the bad days win, and always keep improving, same as Coach Mike. See you later.